Welcome to The Terrible Take, a daily segment telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Ross McCorkle. After all the wide receivers not named George Pickens had a combined 2 catches on 4 targets for 8 yards in Week 1, there was some optimism that they would get more involved in Week 2. The Steelers were open about avoiding the middle of the field and playing a conservative game in Week 1 to avoid Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons. In Week 2, the receivers not named Pickens had 3 catches for 20 yards on 5 targets, so a combined total of 5 catches for 28 yards through the first 2 games. It has been pretty clear all offseason that no wide receiver 2 or 3 was going to be able to replace the 51 receptions for 717 yards that Deontay Johnson gave the team last season, but there was hope that multiple of them could combine to help make up for that lost production. The receiving core outside of Pickens are currently on pace for 238 total yards in the 2024 season. That obviously is not good enough and not sustainable for this offense. God forbid George Pickens gets hurt, then what? To a certain degree, Pat Freiermuth can help replace some of the lost production. He led the team in receiving yards yesterday with just 39. As teams get more data and tape to watch of Arthur Smith's offensive system in Pittsburgh, they are quickly going to realize they are able to sell out to cover Pickens because there are no other threats. The Steelers were reportedly seconds away from acquiring Brandon Ayuk in a trade with the 49ers. Once that fell through, there were no other great options to add to the room. Roman Wilson logged his first full practice on Thursday last week. Mike Tomlin said he was excited about getting the rookie back into the fold. Could they fast-track Wilson into a meaningful role within the offense just to try something to provide a spark outside of Pickens? To be fair, there were a couple of deep shots to Van Jefferson, one of which he was interfered with for a big game. Austin also had a deep target that resulted in a penalty after he was hit helmet to helmet. There were some other questions like cornerback depth and defensive line depth this offseason going into the season that slowly figured themselves out over the first 2 weeks. Unfortunately, the lack of a wide receiver 2 has not. If anything, it has become more apparent. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and check out The Terrible Podcast with Dave Bryan and Alex Kozora every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.